when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Even Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity.
Hello, once again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Sports Report Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Mr. William D. Morgan, and I have a crew of thousands with me tonight. Well, we're just so awesome. It just feels like a crew of thousands. But let's go ahead and bring everybody in real quick. First, my best friend, person who helped found this network, El Presidentres. If I said that right. I don't know if I said that right. Josie, let me know. What's up, Josie?
I love it. I love it. That's the new term for me.
I don't know if I said that right tonight.
I love it. That's what everybody has to call me from now on.
What's going on with you?
Not much, man. I am happy to be here for another week of Sports Report. We've got a lot to talk about.
Right, Lizzo, what's up, man? How you doing? Oh, all right. Let me go ahead and bring in. I gotta talk to this gentleman for a second. I gotta talk to him for a minute because he's gotta let me know what I'm looking forward to doing all season for my New York Mets. The way we went out, man, there's got to be a shining light somewhere in that cloud of darkness that is the New York Mets.
There is no light in being a Mets fan, bro.
He looking like I can't do it, Will.
There's no light in being a Mets fan.
Seven, don't do me like that, man.
No, here's the thing. I just watched. No. Hold on. We'll get to your dying Mets in a minute. I just watched Taylor.
Are you watching
Heineke
Monday Night Football?
Throw a dime to McLaurin. Absolute beautiful pass.
Bet you dropped it.
I'm gonna say it like this: Taylor Heineke is playing well enough that the Eagles deserve to be playing from behind the key.
What? Give it, Will.
Oh man, do I even have that on here anymore? I don't think my
Where's
son
the drum button? You took the drums off?
There you go.
There it is.
Oh my goodness. All right, let me bring in the next person I have on in the crew with us tonight. He is the host of the Hardwood. I'm bringing my man, the man who has set LeBron James every time we've hosted this show.
Now you're just setting him up.
LeBron James.
Yeah, he did it again.
You're just giving it to him.
Yeah,
Layups, baby, layups.
Gotta make him work for it.
And I'm giving it to him.
Don't give him the count it.
You know how they say they say dudes think about sex every 9 seconds? I think about LeBron every 9 seconds.
Oh, we know.
He thinks about sex with LeBron every 9 seconds. That's what it is.
Yep. The girl just said while we're having sex.
Oh hell no.
Yep. No, that's not true.
No,
he thinks about Kobe during sex. He thinks about LeBron before and after.
I still do like the dead puppies thing.
He just can't forget. He just can't forget that Black Mamba.
Nuns is my go-to, Dan.
Nuns.
He is still thinking about the NWA. Still thinking about the NWA. I ain't forgot that comment you made last week. I ain't forgot.
NWA.
I ain't forgot. I was trying to say, niggas attitude. National Wrestling Alliance.
Oh,
the hell?
Before I forget, I need to get your address when we get done today because I actually ended up grabbing that NWO thing for you. I gotta send it to you.
Are you talking to me?
Him?
No, Will, the NWA Funkos.
Oh, you did? Cool.
I just sent it to you. I need your address when we get done.
Okay, cool. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna go a little bit different since baseball season's over. We're gonna go ahead and start off with hot takes. I got a couple I can get out there.
I got a couple this week too. We haven't done it in a while. I figured since we won't have a lot to cover with seventh inning stretch, I know we need to cover the awards.
Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and get started with hot takes. All right, who wants to go first?
I got it.
Okay.
Seven informed me that this was 2 weeks ago. It just flooded my TikTok last night, so I thought it happened yesterday. Anybody else see the freaking video game move? And we don't cover NASCAR a lot. We kind of stick to the main three and then wrestling because I love wrestling. But I want this show to know, if there's big things in sports, we'll talk about it. And I'm sorry, not even a NASCAR fan. The move that man pulled off, I don't even know who it was. They just kept referring to him as number one.
His name is Ross Chastain. He's one of the younger drivers. Picked this up playing NASCAR 2005 on his GameCube.
He slammed that. I wanted to get video, but I knew we couldn't monetize if I show it. So I'm sorry, guys.
It's fair use. We should be fine because we're talking about it.
But anyway, maybe I'll go find it and we'll play it before the end of the show. Give me some time, or Seven will find it.
Keep talking. Give me a second.
Anyway, so he's in his headphone and he says, "Where am I at? What do I need to do?" And they tell him, "You're in what?" He was in seventh position.
He was in seventh place at the time, I think. Yeah.
And there's "You're 3 spots out. You need to gain 2 spots." And they're coming up on the checkered flag, the last corner. Motherfucker slams that thing into the wall and rides that railing into number 3.
Yeah, he rode the wall, is what he
rode
did.
The wall
rode the
into
wall.
number 3. The video I watched had the reaction of every other driver that was around him, in their headphones, and they're all like, "Holy crap!"
And
Holy
didn't crash.
Crap. Didn't crash. And from what I've seen, NASCAR has not fined him anything.
Nope.
He's not going to get fined, but they're talking about discussing the rules in the offseason. Some of the racing purists are pissed.
Oh, I know. There were not many. Most of the radios you heard were excitement and just awe. Because
in the radios, yes, the radio, but
on the radios, there was a couple of them that were like, "Oh, NASCAR is going to have an issue with that." You could tell the one or two. I think for the most part, most of the pits now are pretty young, and they were just like, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah, they've never seen it before. Yeah, they've never seen it before.
I got it.
For NASCAR's brand, though, they should.
Yeah, I got it. Hold on, let me
outlaw that.
Someone needs
to share it so we can talk while it's on.
Yeah, we need to get commentary on it. Yeah, but that was amazing. My son showed it to me, and I said,
"Oh my god, I'm not a NASCAR fan. If I watch race, I love street outlaws. I love drag racing. That's always been more of my passion."
Okay, all right, here we go.
Look at that.
1, 2, 3. Okay, he got 5th. Went from 7 to 5th.
He needed to pass Hamlin to get the points.
But he needed to be 5th. I remember them saying on the radio, they said he needed to gain 2.
Around the wall
That's insane.
That's amazing.
Dude.
That's insane, man. It didn't crash.
Didn't crash. Like the only thing that really happened is he scraped up the side of his car and he damaged some of his front end.
You could buff that out.
I mean, and that's the thing is the damage wasn't bad. But I will have to say is they did risk a fine because last week when they were in Phoenix, they did have to alter his seat so they could fit his gigantic balls into the car. And NASCAR wanted to fine him, but given the circumstances, they decided to let it go. But he has to get a reduction before next season.
Oh, the points?
I also wanted to talk about the brawl on the infield that happened either this past week or past week. It was Bubba Wallace and another guy. They hit each other, and Bubba gets out of his car and runs 150 feet and smacks the dude just straight up late. And I mean, it was not a good looking fight. It looked like 2 5-year-olds. Anybody see the video of
You mean 2 guys that get paid millions of dollars a year to drive in a circle at 189 miles an hour?
Right.
And those guys, the fight wasn't good? Come on, NASCAR racers haven't been real men since the 90s.
I wish I had saved the TikTok. There's a TikTok going around of the Marshmallow Man fighting a chicken. A guy fighting a chicken on Halloween. And that's what it looked like.
Dark Lizard brings up a good point in chat. Eagles beat Dallas for losing to the Commanders. Look, this is what I've been saying the whole time. When you playing a division game, anything.
It's so different. It's
so different. Anything can happen.
There's a lot of high score.
Even the crappiest division there is, which is the AFC South. You just never know who's going to take it.
I wonder what their Heineke to the game was.
So those are my hot takes today. That's one of the craziest moves in sports I've seen. Like that truly was something out of video games. Like slam it into the wall like that.
I have to say this. I was raised on NASCAR, and I watch it when I get time. But honestly, NASCAR is a little harder to watch. I prefer to watch some of the overseas stuff like Formula One. But what he did, he knew what he needed to do. It wasn't against the rules. He was committed. Hey, y'all watch this late reward Jenkins. Like, yeah, go for it, man. Fucking have fun.
Oh, wait, we need 2 positions today, right now. Hold my beer. That's what that was.
Yep.
I'm actually just amazed that the physics on that actually work. Like where you hit a wall somehow that you'd sling. It's just a slingshot essentially because you're actually.
That's what they said on the radio.
Yep.
You slingshotted 2 positions. You made the transition. It was insane.
Like,
what were your hot takes this week?
The Talladega Nights move.
I got it.
That's what it reminded me of, man.
Bake.
Shake and bake. Engage.
I love it. They're both verbs. They both rhyme.
I gotta get on Joy Taylor for a second.
Do you? Me too.
Really?
I don't think that's what he meant by getting on Joy Taylor.
Super
I gotta get for a second because being an African American, I see her side of the fence, but I also see another side of it. And you keep saying that you put a white man in that spot, but to me, you did a black head coach a favor. Who the hell wants that team? No quarterback.
Okay.
No offensive line, and your receivers aren't the best. So what world?
Really?
And if you want to give it to a brother, you could have gave it to Reggie Wayne, but I get it. You can't really complain about Irsay because he had black head coaches beforehand.
The only type of coaches that are, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Will, but the only type of coaches that you're going to get to take that kind of job, and specifically take out the Titans. Who wants to coach any of those three teams in the AFC South?
They're terrible.
Jags.
You're doing any good head coach a disservice by bringing him into that situation.
I don't know about that.
The only coaches I feel like you're really going to get in that are brand new, never had the position type coaches. The ones that come to mind are, like you said, Will, Reggie Wayne, Hines Ward, but Hines Ward's got a great opportunity with San Antonio in the XFL, so he's not going nowhere. And
I'm just saying,
I understand where people are coming from. I get it. There's way more talented coaches. I don't know if talented coaches even want to interview for those positions. And then because you're going to have losing seasons for the next 2 years, and if they give you a chance,
and what happens
it's going to take you 5 years to turn those teams.
And most of the time you don't last 5 years.
Let Seven go. He's itching.
Hold on, I'm gonna tee off on this, so I'm gonna let Dan get his in first.
You're gonna tee. Okay, you caught me off guard. No, yeah. Number one, like those new guys, like there's just as many of those new black guys as there is new white guys. The guys that have never had a head coaching job.
True.
For one. But at the same time, like, why would a black dude want to take that job though?
Why?
Because for real, if it ends badly, which there's a 98% chance it does end badly, it's going to end worse for the first time black head coach. Correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So that's all. I mean, the white dudes are going to get another shot. If it goes bad for the black dudes, they're never going to get another shot at it. Basically, that's how it's been. That's how it's went.
And Wilt's got lucky.
Honestly, like
Wilt's got lucky.
Not to sound bad, but the Eric Bremy and those guys need to be looking at the slam dunk jobs. They need to be looking at the jobs they're going to be able to at least turn into a playoff bid in 2 years. Because their
job right now is so good.
Exactly. Exactly. Why give up these great coordinator jobs that they have with teams that are Super Bowl contenders to go possibly make the playoffs in 2 years?
I get to call the plays, and then after the game, they really don't blame me. They blame the head coach for my calling.
It never gets put on me.
Why would I ever want
something really crazy? It's never going to get put on.
That's what I want, is some media scrutiny.
Put me as a black head coach. Put me in a position to succeed. Don't put me behind the 8 ball and then just give me 2 years to fix it.
All right.
Okay. Here's the deal. Here's why you are all wrong. And I'm going to tell you this very simply. Okay. This is not just about a black coach not getting an opportunity. Because, yes, that's there. But you know what? Let's look at this as a whole. The Colts did something that I said the Brooklyn Nets shouldn't have done, and I was right. And that is hiring a coach without any actual fucking pro coaching experience. Okay? Here's the deal. Because let's take a look, since it's an interim job. We'll just start with that. Let's take a look at the Colts coaching staff and the experience that is on that staff. Okay? First, defensive coordinator Gus Bradley. He has 33 years of NFL coaching experience. And you want to tell me that Jeff Saturday deserves an interim coaching job over Gus fucking Bradley? Are you serious? Okay, let's keep going.
Go to him though.
And here's the thing.
That's what we were saying. We were saying that he doesn't want it.
Now, and here's the thing. the only way the Colts can deflect any heat on this, because Saturday winning this game against the Raiders doesn't mean shit, because Josh McDaniels and Derek Carr are too dumb to fuck the same coconut. But here's the deal. When we look at Jeff Saturday, this guy is Irsay's drinking buddy. But the Colts, if they really want to deflect this, give me two coaches, not one, two coaches that will come out and say they turned down the opportunity to be the interim head coach. And that is why Irsay went to Jeff Saturday. Gus Bradley has to be one of them as the most tenured coach on that roster. Has to be one of them. And then as we look at the coaching staff, you have your tight ends coach, Clayton Adams. He has 18 years of experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's somebody that can probably do you pretty decently as an OC. Of course, we got Reggie Wayne, but hey, Reggie Wayne only has 1 year of coaching experience in the NFL. Not exactly prepared for that role. Yes, he was a player, but we have to get rid of this mentality that because they play, they can coach. It is not the fucking same. Coaching is a lifestyle.
Oh, that only works if you're going from a player to like high school level, maybe college.
But let's take a look at this. There is a coach that is on the coaching staff that has one less year of experience than Gus Bradley, and that is Ron Millis, their defensive backs coach. Guess what? He's a black guy. Give me those two coaches.
With his DB. So, yeah.
But you know what? Got to know defense because it's not like you can rely on the offense of the coach.
I was talking about for the fact that he's black. He plays DB. They're
but
all black dudes. Not a joke. It's every single one. There's not a Will name me a white cornerback. Name me a white cornerback in the NFL.
That is probably the one position.
You're right. Okay. But anyway, so those are two coaches. One's white, one's black, that have 30 plus years of experience. And we're going to give some nutsack that was tweeting from his couch 2 weeks ago and last coach high school dealing with telling his players that their cheerleader ex-girlfriend sleeping with a basketball player was just because the season was changing and chances are it was going to happen at some point anyway. To managing egos of professional fucking football players. Give me a break.
The only thing I will say is this, though, and this is the reason why I give Irsay a pass. He's had black head coaches on that running that staff, running that team before. That's number one. Then number two, if you look at Jeff Saturday, you also got to look at the fact he was already working with the team in a consultant position. So if you're looking for some good PR to finish your year out, Jeff Saturday is like the perfect guy. If you're looking for a PR type of deal to finish out the year, because you don't want to bring a coach in there to finish out this trash season.
Especially if he's just gonna
football.
But particularly if he's just gonna lose.
This isn't college football. You can't just pick a coach.
No, but no, I'm not saying that. But at least you know what Jeff Saturday he does.
If he were to come and lose every game after that. It's not gonna
there's
not much expectation around Jeff Saturday, is what I'm saying. There's not much expectation around that.
That's my point for why you're wrong about this being a bad opportunity for a black coach to audition with. Any coach that is looking at the opportunity to be a head coach, especially some of those ones that are on the Colts staff, since that's typically how that attrition works in these situations, they should be getting this opportunity because there's no expectation with the Colts record so far and everything that's gone on that they're going to actually be a playoff contender. But what can you build on? What can you enhance over the rest of this season that shows us that you can that you can control that locker room and start to make progress? Nobody's expecting them to make the playoffs at this point. That expectation doesn't change because Ron Millis takes it.
It's going to be hard to do.
Jeff Saturday does have the respect of the players. You got to at least say that. And he was also smart enough to put Matt Ryan back in there over Ellinger. So, again,
and I
get what you're saying, but I just rather see a coach, a head coach, a person of color come in there with a draft and a full season ahead of him, not some We're gonna put you up half season intern, and then we're gonna let you go after. I mean,
right. Here's a draft in a full season and the opportunity to build a team. Yes, that is a great opportunity, but we can't. I really feel like we can't get away from trying to make it to where black coaches shouldn't want to take these lowly operations and we give these to white coaches. No, because if a white coach takes that shitty job, it is still their job to build that team up and show progress. If a black coach takes a shitty job, nobody's expecting Super Bowl the next year. As long as the leadership on that team has the same standard of expectations that they would have for a white coach, it doesn't matter the race of the coach. The results is what matter.
You guys think Lovie Smith going to survive after this season?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't know. So. I don't know. And
where's Lovie at?
Texans.
Texans.
This is coming from a guy who it's been discussed, or a person who it's been discussed many times on this show. I am a fan. I am a diehard fan, and I will root for that. I have not watched a Texans game all year. I'm in Ohio. It is hard to get them, but I don't know if I could, if I would, because from what I read and what I see, they are playing some absolutely terrible football. And as much as we love Davis Mills,
I like Davis Mills.
Y'all love Davis Mills. I like Justin Fields. That boy is balling. But go ahead.
The thing about it is he is not a started QB, and it's not just him. It is not just his fault. Brandon Cook, who has had 1,000-yard seasons for the past 3, is having one of his worst professional football seasons.
No longer the captain of that team either.
Ever. And so
he took away that C off that jersey pretty quick.
I don't know if I take that back. I think he does get another season. And they're going to get the number 1 pick. Like, they literally are the worst team in football.
I just feel that if you
not
look at,
even anybody in contention.
I just feel that when you look at past seasons of a black head coach, Steve Wilkes is the perfect example. I just feel that when you look at the tenure of a black head coach, it's shorter than a white head coach. And when you look at Cliff Kingsbury is trash. This straight trash. We already know that. That man should have been gone 2 seasons ago, but yet he's still in the same role.
Here's Nebraska. You are right. You are right that this has happened. And my point is, we should not be pushing black coaches away from these roles. We should be holding front offices accountable for these black coaches to get the same opportunity that a fucking white coach would.
Yes.
That's the difference. Because that's how you show true coaching skill.
Mike Tomlin, baby. No, Mike Tomlin's coming to Nebraska.
Hey,
how about those reports that Coach Prime is coming to Nebraska?
You know how
excited I was?
You know
how excited I was for 12 hours? Do you know how excited I was for 12 hours, dude?
The first loss that man get is over. The first loss he get is over.
Oh,
it's
absolutely
over
not.
For RDR.
Absolutely not.
No.
ESPN Radio for RDR.
No, they would give him a real shot. They would give him.
Come here,
They
Dion.
would give him a real shot.
And the thing is I honestly believe within 2 years he'd have them majorly competitive.
Then take off all the
They would actually go back to a bowl game the next year, the year that he took over. I would almost guarantee the year that Coach Prime takes over Nebraska, they go to a bowl game.
If they give him 5, they're in championship contention.
Oh,
I just think
that program's reached 3 years. That's a
Prime is a guy who converted over to being a coach.
At least the NCAA gives a black head coach somewhat of a longer leash to succeed, and we've seen Deion turn a team around.
But
we've seen it with other coaches of color turn a college football team around. But the NFL, the leash isn't as long, and you have to, as a black head coach, you have to produce results faster because you don't get that long of a tenure. Like I say, Kingsbury, I call him Kingsbury. Kingsbury should have been gone 2 seasons ago.
Dingleberry shouldn't have been hired.
Exactly.
Going back to Lovie Smith for a second, you got to think about the Texans and the revolver of coaching staff and all the things they've had. They just let Easterby go, all of that. I don't disagree. Cal McNair is finally starting to make some good decisions. I don't know what has changed, the letting go of Easterby was a big move for the Texans. And,
how long is Easterby with the Texans?
5 years.
Okay. Then I would almost be willing to bet that this recent change in energy in that locker room is because of the lack of Easterby, because that guy would scare. Oh my God!
You had players that hadn't been on the team in years. So Andre Johnson celebrated the firing of this man. Andre doesn't do anything to get like
he's pretty
political NFL.
He is, and that's proof. I almost wonder. You almost have to wonder, because as we think about that one big elephant that's been trampling all over the Texans, but not Bill O'Brien, but Deshaun Watson. Easterby was around through that whole thing.
Yep.
Maybe Easterby was the one that was making all those calls, and everybody's known it, and that's why this is it. I mean,
this guy,
why not?
Come on, Heineke.
Did he just throw another pick? God damn it.
Anybody else got any hot takes before we move on?
Oh man, I just want to say I got one more. Screw you, NWA. What you just did this weekend was a disservice to everybody in the world of professional wrestling. That was a disservice.
You're gonna let one of the biggest names in a generation go, and Nick Aldis, and then put your title on Mr. Funkasaurus over there.
Come on, man.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
we gotta get better,
dude.
man.
I'm sorry, but in a match that had Trevor Murdoch and Matt Cardona in it as well,
you could have put the belt back on
either two. I mean, as much as I think Murdoch reminds me a lot of like a Harley Race, so I respect him. I think he is perfect in the NWA as a champion. But Matt Cardona would have been a better holder.
I think he's perfect on the roster. I don't think he's championship material. He transition was the best way to put him.
Harley Race to me.
Yeah, transition was the best way to put him. But Matt Cardona should have won.
I would have rather seen it go to Matt Cardona than I don't understand it going to Tyrus. I don't like him. I
never liked Tyrus.
Enjoy him. Like I liked him as Brodus Clay more than I did as this character, and so I don't understand what NWA is doing. And Billy Corgan said they're going to be the rough, like, action-packed wrestling program.
Dude Love is my favorite wrestler of all time.
Will not be watching NWA anytime soon, as long as he's champion. Well, I take that back. My girl's still champ. So.
The Bushwhackers are my favorite tag.
All
right, Dan. What's yours, Dan? Real quick.
You got any hot takes this week, Dan?
Other than the Bushwhackers? Will said earlier that he likes Justin Fields. That's not a real hot take. That's not a real hot take, Will.
I love Justin Fields. Y'all like Davis Mills.
You should like Justin Fields. If I said Justin Fields,
he's starting to come into his own.
He's playing very well. He's coming into his own.
Yes, Justin Fields. Make my rookie cards worth something.
Yes, Justin Fields.
Good,
fancy team.
Good,
yes.
Justin.
Good, Justin. Feels good.
Yes. Your cards actually get bigger in the box. No, I don't really have. I don't really have a hot take. I mean, other than you guys hot taked it out. You just hot taked me out. I'm good. What are we doing first? Are we not doing baseball?
We're about to jump into 7th inning stretch. Get these awards out there.
106 days till opening day. No, I don't know what it is, but something like that.
All right,
7's already beaten.
It's like 90, I think.
Let's go into the 7th inning stretch and talk about these awards, guys.
Yay!
Working on it.
I want to be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints.
As Dan was alluding, Julio Rodriguez has been voted by the Baseball Writers Association of America as the American League Rookie of the Year. This young shortstop from the Mariners had a stellar season and earned 29 of the 30 votes for first place. And then over on the National League side, Michael Harris, the second of the Atlanta Braves, was the winner of the National League Rookie of the Year. He was he's on the Braves as well as the person who I would have voted for, Spencer Strider, who got second place in the voting. Bobby Witt was also in there along with Brendan Duran of the St. Louis Cardinals. And then we saw one Aaron Judge, somebody nobody's heard of, that won the Hank Aaron Award for.
Go ahead.
For the Aaron Judge. Sorry, that's the name. Nobody ever heard of him. He doesn't matter. He only hit 62 home runs this season.
He's a nobody.
Hank Aaron Award for
he's a nobody.
Aaron.
American League. Aaron Judge is his name.
Balaki.
Judge.
Balaki.
Nice. And then who was Dan? Do you remember off the top of your head who the National League Hank Aaron Award winner was?
No, it probably was Paul Goldschmidt.
It was. You're right. It was Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
And then, it was a lot of awards coming out this week. MLB Facebook page has all of them. We've also seen the start of trades, free agencies officially starting soon.
How long till the Judge trade is announced?
It's not going to be a trade. He's a free agent. He's just going to
sign.
How long till
the signing is?
I don't think Judge signs before Christmas.
It'll be a second.
Yeah.
Why would you not wait it out? Just don't. I mean, it's any publicity is good publicity at this point. So why are you not just hanging it? Just act like even if you made your decision, which he already has.
Oh yeah.
Don't get it wrong. He knows where he's going.
I don't know. Maybe he hasn't. I mean, because there's going to be some pretty competitive offers that are going to come his way, and there may be some dark horse teams, the ones that we expect, like the Giants and of course the Yankees. I'm sure the Mets are going to try and put an offer in. I wouldn't be surprised if Boston does.
I'm sure every team. I'm sure the Stros have put in.
There should be 30 teams at his door. Honestly, let's be honest here. There should be 30 teams.
Aaron coming to the Big Apple, baby. Let's go.
Yeah,
put yourself.
Yankees.
Yes.
Okay.
There's only one bigger sin than that, and that's going to Boston. It is, but I mean that would be fucking awesome, dude. I honestly that'd be some good fucking content for us, wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd be some really good. But dude, put yourself in his shoes. He knows where he's going. He already knows where he's going.
I think he knows where he wants to go, but I don't think he's decided yet.
They knew, his agent laid it all out before the season was even over. He's like, hey, here's what people are going to give you. When he hit 63 in the playoffs or 62 in the regular season, his agent was like, okay, here's what you're going to get. He's like, from each team. And I think he sussed out that unless somebody came out with hey, we're going to give you fucking Patrick Mahomes money. We'll give you the keys to the city.
And that's the thing.
Free Chinese takeout for life.
There is some belief that there are going to be teams that are stepping up to the plate with $500 million offers. The Giants being one of those teams.
If New York doesn't give him $460 million, I'd be surprised. I bet it's honestly, up there in the 4.5.
There are a lot of analysts and writers that are saying his contract is going to land around 400.
But it'll be less years though. So if we're going per year, you're looking at probably 50, around the 50 area, regardless.
He's 45 to 50 is I think where he lands. Yeah.
I think that's all that matters. The total of it really doesn't.
I could see, depending on where he goes, that number being lower, because he's already signaled that he's the type of guy that if they're like, hey, if you give us a little bit more room to work with here, we'll make it worth your time and add another upgrade in another position. And so maybe, he goes to the Giants, but he takes $40 million a year because they're going to turn around and grab Mike Trout.
Or he stays with the Yankees because they're going to do the same thing.
Right.
So those two teams are very similar.
It's possible.
Right.
It's possible. Yeah.
And so those type of things are going to be in play because he showed us this last season that he is the type of guy that will help out if he feels like it's going to be worth it. Because he said that he was willing to take a pay cut if it meant getting Soto.
Right.
So I would think under the right circumstances, you could still have Aaron Judge for 35 to 40 million if you make it worth his time to give him a championship roster.
with the Yankees in particular, I think it actually is huge. It's the only reason it's huge to me is like I don't think on the field, like I've said this on here before, like I'm like, yes, I want Aaron Judge back. Like obviously I want fucking Aaron Judge in the middle of the lineup. Like I think that's pretty obvious. I don't think it's like a huge deal for me if he leaves, but think about how big of an actual difference it is for the Yankees, just because if they like you said, like with, hey, we'll sign you and then we'll sign Mike Trout. You know, the dominoes are going to start falling after that happens. Wherever he goes, I think San Francisco probably do the same thing. They would sign somebody too, right? And so, like, I think it's bigger for your New York, only not even like on the field, more just for like, I think if they get him, then it's win now. Do you know what I'm saying? So then, like, it's like the pressure's on, and I think they'll go out and get definitely Jacob deGrom. I've been following that thing. Like, I think Jacob deGrom's a New York Yankee. I think he already pretty much is. I think that they're just
actually there are a lot of analysts pointing to him being in Boston and the struggles that they've had the rotation. Because the news came out of Boston's camp in the last couple of days that they're spending this offseason, which means Bloom is following his pattern of every other year. He actually opens up the checkbooks, swipes the moths out, and writes a couple of bigger checks. So
swipes the moths out.
You've got what, and I did learn technically they've got one more year to sign Devers, because this is his last year of arbitration. So they can sign Bogarts this year and deal with Devers next year and put money in now on a couple of other things so that when they get that playoffs money for actually going deep into the playoffs this next season, hey, maybe they make it to play in the World Series. That next season, it's going to be a lot easier with Devers having probably just hit for 290 to 300 and having the least amount of errors for his position in the league. They're going to say, okay, here's $35 million a year.
Can you imagine if he bets on himself on the last year of his contract and comes out and hits 62 home runs? Can you imagine that? It's never happened.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Just did. Oh yeah,
that would be hilarious.
It just did.
But
talking about it right now,
he's got a nice deep stroke, but he's honestly more of I'm going to find that deep gap. So
he's a line drive hitter.
Yeah, not even going to let you take him in that direction, Dan.
Good job. Nope. Good job, Will. Real mature.
Hey, did anybody know that Seven is moonlighting on us?
Oh my God.
So
it's just 20 thought he killed.
I found this guy. Okay, found this guy through it was just a random reels. Not a bad musician. Like,
oh, he's really good.
This is me if I was talented.
Funny thing is that is exactly what I was gonna say. Here's Seven if he actually had some talent.
No, that's exactly what it is. Like, this is what causes me physical pain. Is now I know what I would look like if I had talent.
His twin sucked all the power from him in the womb.
Well, in our chat, I said, here's Seven's talented doppelganger.
Yes. Damn.
Seven was like 2 weeks away from being shoulder guy.
Oh, who do I look like?
Shoulder guy.
Oh, we've discussed this before.
We talked about this before.
Morgan Freeman.
Young Morgan Freeman.
We've talked about that before. We don't want you. We just want the money. Yeah, that's like the Gold Diggers national anthem right there. Freeman. We don't want you. We just want the money. Yeah. Man.
Ever since I was a little boy, I've always
and he looks like D'Lo Brown. Get the neck going.
Wait, what's the D'Lo Brown? That's the Dudley, right?
Hey, you leave D'Lo Brown alone.
No,
that
but
man.
He does kind of.
You leave D'Lo Brown alone.
He does look like Devon Dudley.
You leave D'Lo Brown alone. That man was the European champion. Leave that man alone.
He was fun to watch.
He was fun to watch with a little bobblehead going off like that. What are y'all? That little bobblehead going off. What are y'all? Oh,
he couldn't cut a promo to save his life, but he was fun to watch on the map.
But man,
but Impact had him on the table all year last.
You do realize that, right?
Really?
He was on it. Yeah, he was commentary. Yeah,
him and Matt Striker.
How did he do as a commentary?
Yep. He was
him and Matt Striker weren't bad. They weren't bad together. Look, I mean, what his saved Impact for the last 2 years is they've got good content, and you don't need good commentators.
And the thing with D'Lo, though, he is a good ambassador to wrestling. So I got to give D'Lo that. He's a good ambassador. Yeah.
Jeff Saturday kind of looks like a border collie.
Hey, Will, since we're talking about a little wrestling, can we use that as a segue to mine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let's do this thing.
Fuck Aaron Judge.
And then,
Unless he comes to the Red Sox, in which case I love him.
D nice.
Just a little bit on some fight night stuff. You had UFC this past weekend. Anybody watch it? Will you watch it?
I saw clips. I saw some clips.
I heard some of the fights.
For that shit.
That's yeah. I heard some of the fights were really good. I heard some people in our chat, Seven, talking about some of the best fights they'd seen in a minute.
It was a great card. It really was.
I just ain't paying $70 for it.
You had other news in wrestling. CM Punk made his first public appearance since All Out Brawl Out.
You know what that means?
Has not been. I mean, nothing has come out yet, and he is still on the roster on the card. I don't think anything has been signed, and I'm wondering the longer this goes, if they're going to, or if they're going to just let him sit out there for a year, see if everything dies down, and then try and bring him back. And then if not, you just keep paying him.
That's what WCW did.
It's better for that because here's the thing. What they don't want is for him to go back to the E.
That's exactly it. Especially
and right now they cannot afford for him to go back to the E because that will take a hit in their ratings.
Especially
if you just pay him to sit down and shut up and wait till it dies down, bring him back in a year or two, you will be better off than cutting him loose and losing him to Triple H and that new creative team.
Yeah, if you can't get him to sign a non-compete for the term of his contract, which I am almost positive is what's holding this whole thing up, is he doesn't want to sign that. Just pay him his money. Let him sit at home. Let it die down. Let everybody's tempers cool. You're already the elite, or it's pretty much already been announced they're coming back for a match at Full Throttle. So let them come back and then see where we're at. But and then also he can't get back in the ring for another 6 months at least. He tore his pec in that match. So he's on the shelf no matter what.
True. But my thing is, though, if you're going to run it that way, if you're going to play like, okay, we're going to let things cool off and we're going to let things die down. What if he, at the end of everything, what if he goes to the E anyway? It was all for
but that's his contract. You know, Khan doesn't do less than like 5-year contract.
It was like what, a 4 or 5 year deal?
I would assume it's a 5-year deal. And so he just got through the first year. So 4 years. By the time he were to burn out that whole contract, all this has moved on. Triple H is installed in WWE.
Yes.
It's not a new regime that he's fighting with. At that point, too, AEW is looking at close to 10 years and cemented in who they are. Mm-hmm. And so it wouldn't be as big of a hit 4 years from now as it could be if he were to get out and go sign with E right now. Because Seven's right. Even though that AEW did not take a hit, Punk took all the damage from this. They didn't really not take a hit at all, other than some people didn't like the way Tony Khan handled it. I'm one of them. I think he needed to stand up to the motherfucker. But
how do we know? But here's the question that I have on that. Khan is an asshole, but Khan is a businessman. And so I would almost be willing to wager because he understands the impact of something like this and problems in the locker room can have on that.
Oh yeah, and he's still dealing with other ones. So
and so you keep everything as in-house as possible. You let just enough out for it to be entertaining in the product, which is exactly what's come out.
Oh yeah,
it's just interesting enough to keep AEW, a little farther a little closer in the mind of the average wrestling fan. And so now, but the bulk of what he's doing and the foot in assery that he is partaking in, he's keeping is behind closed doors. It's like, look, we will minimize this as long as everybody shuts the fuck up and let me kick the shit out of you. and then we'll get back to business.
This incident did some good. It really brought in a HR department, which they really didn't have. Tony Schiavone came in as the head of talent relations. They've really kind of broken up more, where Khan has had a lot of control over everything. He has given up more of the power, and it seems to help things. Even though since this, they've had 3 other incidents backstage. So they do really got to get control of their locker room and the incidents. And also, I've said this before on our show a few times. I love the freedom that AEW wrestlers have, but Khan needs to be a little more strict on what they can and can't say on their own shows or podcasts. JR is one of the worst. He'll go on his own show and trash the product. And don't get me wrong, I respect JR. The man is infamous in this business and deserves everybody respect. I don't think he needs to be on the call anymore.
Oh my God!
An opinion.
It's a slobberknocker.
The fact that he is on the call and on the show, and then you go to his podcast and he's trashing on the product, trashing on wrestlers. It's just not a good look.
I'm going to compare this for our fans watching and listening. This is like the Draymond Green on his podcast won't talk to reporters, but will run his dumbass home and get live on his podcast and say whatever he wants. But he won't take that pressure of sitting in and taking that. And I think you're right. I think JR does need to be on a shorter leash. I have a lot of respect for JR. Obviously, I don't think there's anybody in the wrestling world today that can disagree with the fact that wrestling today, the Attitude Era, really would not have been what it was without JR's call.
People talk about Schiavone being the voice of their childhood, and he was. But if you were an E guy, and then after that, even too, going into the Ruthless Aggression, Lawler and Ross were the voice of my childhood.
Like if you was NWA, but if you were NWA, WCW, so was Schiavone.
Schiavone was definitely
the
guy. But if you were an E guy, it was Lawler and Ross, and those were the guys. I will never forget.
And before then, Lawler. It was Gorilla Monsoon. And before then, it was Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan. Yep. And before then, it was Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan.
And these guys have almost as much more of an impact as some of the superstars because they're there every week and they are the voice of the product.
I love that. Now I used to love the 1-900 read. 1-900, 909, 9900.
But Seven, continue. Like you were saying, like it's just I love him, I respect him, but even on the call sometimes he says some things that I feel like Lawler would have been saying 10, 15 years ago.
I just think that with him, I just think you need to Brock Lesnar. I just think with him, you need to Brock Lesnar bring him in for special occasions and shit and let it ride. I think that's the only reason you need to bring Jim Ross back.
The big ones.
You bring him John Rocker. Yeah. you bring him in for your biggest event of the year, which I think for them it's All Out, isn't it?
They really haven't. Khan
we don't have a defining pay-per-view.
Yeah,
like that.
Khan is really trying to let that organically happen.
Okay, so
I would say right now it's
like 1 out of every 3 pay-per-views, something like that.
Bring him in, even where they only do 4 a year. Bring him in for every pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. I'm fine with that. And then because they do special weekly shows every so often, bring him in for a weekly show every quarter. Or bring him in for Battle of the Belts, which they do on TNT on Saturdays every quarter. They have enough special.
He'd be good for that.
They have enough special stuff to plug him in, and then just having his mind back there is a good thing. But he gives me Lawler the same vibes that going back and watching what Lawler was doing 10, 15 years ago. Ross gives me a lot of those vibes now. It's creepy. He makes a lot of comments about the women that just don't fit in today's product.
I wonder if some of what JR is trying to do is in being that what the King was. You know, he was the colorful weirdo. And, you know, if you take that away from what he's doing now, you don't really have, like, there's some color in the commentary, but it's not as animated as the King was.
No.
And so if you if you look at JR from that point of view, he's adding that in because he feels like it's missing and nobody else will do it right. It makes sense. It shouldn't be done. There's better ways to do it. But I honestly, I think that's kind of what he's doing. But also, I think that's why you need to pull him back and put him behind the scenes and find somebody that can do a better job with that type of thing to put in his place.
But the other thing is too, there's really nobody out there right now like Jerry Lawler. Really nobody out there. I like Jerry Lawler because he made everything fun. He wasn't the most professional, quote unquote, guy in the world, but he made it fun.
It's hard to go. It's here lately. I'm sorry, Will, but here lately, I'm going back and I'm watching because I'm getting ready for Mania season. So I'm watching old Rumbles. I'm watching old Mania.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, the stuff from 04, 05, 06, 07, it is cringe, man.
But it's
like the Bischoff era is the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Like HLA, bra and panty matches.
Right. Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you. It's like how so?
Because that's when that stuff was the most common.
That is the start of the diva era where it was all about just sexy women. It wasn't about female wrestlers. It was just about sexy women.
Yes.
And
with as little clothes on as they could possibly
with as little possible clothes. Yeah. That's when you got your Tori Wilsons and your Kelly Kellys and your Eva Marie's and your Layla Gray.
This was after you get.
You stupid.
Am I wrong, Will?
You stupid.
He's laughing at me.
Oh.
You're not wrong.
I don't know why.
You're not wrong, but at the same point, being me, looking at Tori Wilson.
Oh,
looking at Sable.
But back,
no,
many a long night in middle school at that time.
That's what I'm saying.
don't get me wrong, dude. Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler were those.
You ain't watched them for wrestling, no way.
Stacy Keibler's Playboy was one of the first naked women I ever saw.
Actually,
those ladies
I remember begging my mom for China's Playboy. I wasn't even shy about it. I was like, let me get it, please, for the love of
God.
But
it's kind of like a carnival, though.
It was a different time. It was a different time then.
But Tori Wilson, Sable,
you weren't
ladies
paying
like
to
that,
see them wrestle.
You didn't watch them for wrestling.
Your wrestling
match?
back then. Your girls that were hot and could wrestle were your Trishas, your Litas, your Victorias.
Yep.
Your Gail
I still say Lita was better than Trish, but that's just me.
Because they didn't get as much mat time as the other girls did.
As your Michelle McCool.
Because they were about wrestling, not about, hey, look at my tits. I'm going to shake my ass. Am I going to take my top off? Go fuck yourself.
It just. And
don't get me wrong, I appreciate that era because that was my puberty, but at the same time, it's
mine too. And I'm the same way. For that era, it was okay. But to go back and watch it now, it's hard to watch.
Do not tell me you did not enjoy Lita at Edge in that one Monday Night Raw segment.
Man, that to go back and watch it now is so rough.
You say it's rough.
Because if you go back and
he's like, yeah, man, I go through like a bottle of lotion every
you say
time.
You go back and you hear what Lita has had to say. What you go back and you hear what Lita had to say about it, it makes.
I know she ain't like it, but like I say, look, I'm one of the few people that'll say Lita's better than Trish. I'm one of the few people who will say that.
I would agree with that.
But
no, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But from the standpoint of cringe as now, bruh, fellas, ladies, it don't matter to me. When you go back and look, Trish, even Terry Reynolds, even the cat. I ain't arguing about none of that because you weren't expecting any wrestling from that.
You mentioned Sable. I thought Sable was just.
Her face wasn't all that, but the body.
I mean, not my heart is fat.
But I get you. The face wasn't all that at all. The face, I'm with you, Josie. The face wasn't all that at all, but that body, man.
But we're gonna talk about this some more tomorrow with our boy Stacks because this is a topic that has been bothering me.
We gotta get Stacks involved. But this around Stacks time, ain't it? Might be a little before him.
Evolution of wrestling and just how it can change so much in just a few years. Because
wasn't this also the time we saw Stephanie McMahon start coming out and doing her thing too?
Stephanie was GM during a lot of that for SmackDown.
Yeah.
But SmackDown, see, this is the thing. I'm only watching pay-per-views. But SmackDown at that time was one, more of the A show. Two, it was more of a wrestling product. You didn't get a lot of the hot lesbian action and the bra and panty matches. That was really focused on Raw.
Because that's where the ratings were.
Right.
SmackDown, you had more of the good matches, and Cena was big on SmackDown. So
and the other thing is that was back when back then SmackDown was still taped.
Yes, it wasn't live.
So there was also a little bit more creative work done after the fact, like that next day, that added to the product that we got on whatever it was, Thursday or Friday night. I think it was Thursdays.
It was Thursday.
Thursday night
SmackDown at first. Then it moved
Thursday, Friday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
And so SmackDown was definitely a better product then, but Monday night was all about ratings because Monday night ratings
live and getting
was
on
huge back then.
And under 3
and
hours.
It was also getting in the news the next night.
And under 3 hours back in the day.
Yeah, the 3 hours is killing them. We got to move on, but
let's move on. Let's move on.
Hours Raw is just ridiculous. It's way too much.
All right, y'all. We gotta get into the hardwood. We got a lot of NBA stuff we need to cover real quick, so let's move it over to the hardwood.
And take a quick little break.
Okay.
Good. For all things baseball, don't miss the Winter Meetings podcast Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern at youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast. And again, Tuesday mornings on West Coast Radio at 11 a.m. Eastern. Don't miss Fight Night. Every Tuesday night, Will Morgan and Josie Haney break down the hottest topics of the week across combat sports, including UFC, boxing, WWE, AEW, and more. Past episodes are available on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast, and each episode will air again Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern on West Coast Radio. Don't miss Fight Night. Tune in or tap out. Put the kids to bed, put on your shades, and crack open a cold one during Sports Report After Dark with Seven and Dan the Dick Warner. You can catch After Dark Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast, and again Saturday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern on West Coast Radio. We believe that athletes are people too, and Skip Bayless is one of the lizard people. Don't miss Sports Report After Dark. Wrap up your Monday with some laughs. Make sure to join Will, Seven, Dan the Dick Warner, and Josie as they dive into the hottest topics of the week across sports, including baseball, basketball, and the NFL. You can catch the episode live Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast, or Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern on West Coast Radio. Don't miss the Sports Report Podcast.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never.
I get my own mini show inside of the show.
Yes, you have a mini show inside of the show.
Yeah, I got to do some edits. Me and Seven are slacking.
It's a mini show.
It's a mini show.
I like it. I think we should keep it. Did you guys see what Joel Embiid did last night?
He got down.
Anybody see the stat line on old Joel?
58,
59, 11, 8, and 7 blocks.
Jesus.
Making his claim to be the best big man in the game right now.
Oh my dude, he is no. That's already been established. Jokic to me would be the only other actual position player, the only other actual true center that would even compete with Joel Embiid.
But it's still Joel.
Because Joel is so athletic, man. Jokic can do so much for a big man.
Dude, I wouldn't call Jokic a true center. I think Jokic is more of a point.
He's more of a power forward.
He's more of a power forward, small forward, point forward kind of thing. Like he's more of that kind of deal. Like you remember Arvydas Sabonis?
Yep.
Arvydas Sabonis was like the quintessential power forward at the time. Mm-hmm. He revolutionized the position sort of, which a lot of people don't know about Arvydas Sabonis. I collect his rookie cards because the guy was one of my favorite players.
Attention to him in Portland though.
Dude, in Portland, and like he was just so good. Like it was him and like Brad Miller and Chris Webber. Like Chris Webber and Brad Miller were like the byproduct of Arvydas Sabonis. Anyway, but like that's what Jokic is more to me. Joel Embiid though is clearly the best true center, the best big man in the NBA right now. There's no like yes, there's other guys who are big, right? Like Giannis is huge, but Giannis is a small forward. Let's say it like it is.
Dan, do you want your intro, or are you just gonna dive right into it?
I'm going right in. That was the intro.
No.
That's why I was making a joke about. I was like, I have a show within the show. Because it just started. It was the last thing, and I was like, "Yay, it's starting!" No. Yeah, that was the joke. Go ahead and run it. Yeah, it's fine.
We're so freaking organized.
We need a producer intern. So fans of the show, if you would like to help us become less of like a bunch of monkeys trying to fuck a football.
It's not like that we don't know what we're doing, but it like I can't stress to you on how hard it is
in this room right now.
Well, that one, like just between these two right here, there's like enough, and then add this one into it. Like just between these two right here, there's probably enough ADHD to power New York.
Plus, I smoke a ton of weed before the show. I mean, that's
same during
and right. I mean,
but there's a lot of ADHD here, and then I can't explain on how hard it is to run a show and be on a show. Like it's really not.
It just does it diverts your attention. And why would you want, like we're trying to actually pay attention to what everybody's saying and stuff like that. And it's like we can't really, when we're off to the side of the screen clicking on random buttons.
And believe it or not, we actually enjoy each other, and we're just like having a conversation.
When it's on, we're just like, hey, it's live, and who gives I'm saying like who gives a shit? We're not running.
I want to bring up the Utah Jazz.
Producers.
How are the Utah Jazz doing what they're doing right now? They're 10-5. They're playing really, really good basketball as a team.
Dude, me and Stacks talked about it on Hardwood on Wednesdays, 10 9 Central or 10 9. Yeah.
Just a second, really quick. Sorry, guys, we're gonna interrupt this.
Breaking news.
Yep. The Philadelphia Eagles have lost their first game of the season to the Washington football team Redskin Commanders.
Yes.
You just say Redskins Commanders?
The Redskin Commanders.
That's what their name is.
They command
I'm using all of them. Fuck all the rules. I'm using all the names.
Somehow they went from racist.
Team, man.
They went from racist to more racist. People are actually in charge of the Redskins now. That's actually their name, the Redskin Commanders. Yeah, they went more racist. Dan Snyder would do that.
Look, I was just trying to figure out how the Eagles lost. You got doggone Taylor Heineke up here throwing for 211 yards, no touchdowns. They only ran a touchdown to him by Antonio Gibson. Meanwhile, I look over at the Eagles And you would think the Eagles won this game, but they lost.
Will sat here last week and acted like the Eagles, like,
Eesh.
oh, I don't know who's going to beat them. I don't know who's going to beat them.
I'm
And I said,
saying.
it's the NFL, bro. Some
But I'm
random
also,
team's going to
but
beat
I
them.
also said, but what did I say before
Like the
the show
Redskin
really
Commanders.
started? Hey, division game, anything can happen.
Skin Commanders. That sounds like a porno.
We said that some teams, some know. I mean, I don't know the Commanders' record right now, but we said that some just lowly team would be the one to give them.
Imagine-
Washington 4-5.
I was going to say, just guess what their
That's what I would have guessed, to be totally honest.
Going 4-5
3 and
going into
6.
the night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so let's get back to basketball. Sorry.
Yeah. We didn't run that graphic. We're still on the breaking news. I'm just kidding.
But the Jazz are really playing good basketball right now. They're 10-5. They're getting good play from everybody. I'm really especially surprised by Lauri Markkanen, former Bull. They let him go, and it's like he's killing it over there. What's the Utah secret? What's their secret?
Dude, it's a band of misfit outcasts at this point.
Yeah.
And what do misfit outcasts usually do? They will play as a team and they will want to win games more than other teams want to win games. Like they want to win and they're playing together because they feel like somehow they were all someone was always better than them in the NBA. If you look at that roster, dude, all those guys have been traded for potential.
Yep.
Like they've all been traded in potential trades. Like, Jordan Clarkson is the best scorer on that team. He's playing out of his mind right now. And he's always been just traded around because he's talented, right? And no one ever take him seriously. So it's a team full of those kind of guys who are just banding together to win games at this point.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying they're playing amazing basketball. What they're doing out there in the West.
They'll be done by January.
I mean, I'll also go back and say a thing that Charles Barkley always said: bad teams don't know they're bad yet.
Yes.
Because the season's so young. So we'll see if they can hold on to this.
Once they get tested continuously and get trial by fire, it's not going to be. They don't have enough talent. That's why they all get traded for their talent, is because it's like, oh, potential, but then none of them fulfill it, and they're not going to do it all at the same time this year. I mean, if they did, that'd be great. Whatever,
it'd be fantastic.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and I think that there is potential with the Jazz, but I think it's more about bringing the bottom up than anything else. Because here's the truth. Right now, your leading scorer is Lauri Markkanen at 21.8 points a game, and he also leads the team in rebounds at 8.6 per game. You've got to have – I really feel like you need to have – if you're going to have your leading scorer at 21, your second leading scorer should at least be over 20 as well. But second leading scorer, if you say Jordan Clarkson, 18.1.
Why? But I bet they have like 3 guys that are like over 13 though too.
So actually, that's a little better than that. 5? 3, yeah, three that are over. Because Colin Sexton is third with 14 points a game, and then Kelly Olynyk is 12-3, and Malik Beasley is 12-2. And then you got still some others like THT is averaging 7.8. Vanderbilt is at 8.6. Conley is at 10.8. So like there's some decent production, but if you can just bring up that bottom end a little bit, that's how you're going to stay in it. Because otherwise, like you said, by January they're going to be a non-factor.
That's how they're winning right now, is through like that. Yeah, those young guys and that defense. They play so. Nobody's playing in the NBA. Like nobody's playing like playoff defense right now. Okay.
No.
Like, nobody's playing Nobody's playing playoff effort defense. That's how it happens. That's why people say that they don't play defense in the NBA, which I think is the most ridiculous shit ever. In the playoffs, they play defense. Watch the games. In the regular season, they're not trying to wear themselves out the whole time. Honestly, they're not just trying to like run themselves on the ground, because this is a marathon, not a sprint. It is.
Right.
And right now, the Utah Jazz are sprinting, and everybody else is jogging like it's a 2-mile. And the Utah Jazz are sprinting. That's why they've got ahead of the field, right? And they will lose their energy in the middle of this race. That's how it happens. But defensively, like that, those guys you just read off right there, 7, none of those guys known for their offense besides Clarkson. Nope, not one of those guys is known for their offense. All of them are really good defenders. Lauri Markkanen can guard 3 positions. Colin Sexton is a great guard cover. Malik Beasley is a good defender. Jordan Clarkson even is a good defender because he's athletic and he's young and he's trying on the defensive end. He's trying. So that makes him a pretty good defender with his, with all these guys' physical talent in the NBA. If they just try on defense, they're usually pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're younger. But yeah, that's what's going on with the Jazz for real, I think.
They're playing some ball. Let's see if they can keep it up. We had a game the other night. Lakers get a win over the New Jersey Nets.
Their season doesn't begin until Russell Westbrook's off the team. We'll start talking about the Lakers on the regular when Russell Westbrook is off that team. Honestly, I think that's really and no LeBron during that game, by the way, where they won.
No Bron.
You want to know about some chemistry issues and some things that might not be going right on the court. You take your best player off of the court and you win and you look completely different. I watched that game. Looked completely different than they have in any other game. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing when you have that bad of a record, right? But they looked completely different. There's obviously some issues with camaraderie in that locker room. Obviously, everybody knew that, but that's how big they are, is that when you take the best player off the court, they win and look like a completely different team. Not a good thing. Anthony Davis was like a completely different player.
Scored 37.
Where's that at, AD? Where was that at, AD?
That's what. That's what happens when you get unlimited touches.
No, I don't think that's even. I don't think that's even the issue. I think that he's somehow trying to LeBron is going to give AD as many touches as it takes AD to get 37 points, dude. I don't think LeBron is ball dominant at all at this point in his career. He's really not. He doesn't even bring the ball to the floor hardly anymore. He doesn't need to be. And his game's turned a lot into some bully ball ISO kind of thing. I mean, he's 38. I don't think any of us expected him to be out there, but he shoots a lot of turnaround fadeaways. He's obviously like that. I mean, but his game is so much different at this point. He's still really good, but you have to learn how to play within. If you're Anthony Davis, you get the touches. You can get the touches. 37.
And I think that this is really how you get Anthony Davis back into that offense ingrained with all of the time that he has missed over the last couple of years. It's not a bad idea, especially with the fact that you have Russ working with the second team, which they should have done last year.
Yeah.
But especially now that Russ is in that, it's done. It's not a problem anymore. Let's get Anthony Davis more touches. Let's give him the most touches for at least the first half of the season, because you want him on point.
He needs
when
to be
that stretch comes, because he needs it.
He needs to be sprinting because he can sprint a whole team at this point.
Exactly. But this, and here's the thing. This is how this is how AD can save what he's built as far as a legacy so far. AD needs to pull up his fucking high tops, adjust his fucking jockstrap, put that team on his back, and get them through the play-in tournament into the first round.
Yeah.
Because then if you can let LeBron chill back without having to load manage so that he doesn't look bad, take most of that weight, and then when you get through the meat of the play-in tournament, get to the first round, then LeBron can engage. You can step back a little bit, but they know that if the need is there, you're that guy, because it's past the time for it to be LeBron to have to carry that team under 4 minutes.
It is time.
AD has to take control of that fucking team.
You can't tell me that LeBron's idea of bringing AD in the whole beginning was, I'm going to train you to lead this team. And it's time for AD to take over. It's time. The discussion of the GOATs is one of the main topics of this show constantly. And he is definitely one of the greatest to play the game. And it is time for that man to step back and start building a legacy.
To be a number two. He needs to be a number two.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now that
he's been a number one since he was fucking.
It's
13.
not.
You're right.
It's not continue. It's
25
not time
years.
for him to keep building. It's time for him to start sustaining what he's built.
Here's the thing. If LeBron takes that number 2 seat right now and boosts Anthony Davis over the next 2 years, and yes, I'm going to say 2 years, and LeBron needs to take one more year with LA in this process. You build up AD, you help restore what he was building, which is something we can all use. but you start to leave that legacy, kind of like Chris Paul has of bringing up players. Now you're adding that into your repertoire with everything else he's already done. Honestly, I don't think he's going to hit Kareem's scoring record this year because he's a lot farther than I thought he was. I think it's going to be next season. And so let's save some of the gas in the tank.
He's still close
for the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that.
He's still close. He can still.
He's gonna break it
over
this year.
1,400 points.
Yeah, that's not that many in the NBA, dude. If you average 25 a game for 10 games,
I mean, right now he's at 25, 8, and 7.
You average 25 for 40 games. That's well over 1,000 points. So yeah, he's gonna break it for sure.
Because you're at 25, 8, and 7 right now.
Yes.
The season just started. So yeah.
Yeah, there's at least 40 games left, and 25. That's yeah.
It's for 1,400. He would have to average 20 at 1,400 points left. He would have to average 25 points a game for 56 games.
Yeah, he's gonna break it this year.
As long as he don't get hurt. That's the only thing that can stop him.
It's playoffs included.
Yeah, playoffs is included in that.
Right.
Well, no, sorry.
So, and
it's not playoffs included.
Yeah.
I apologize. He's already the all-time leading scorer in the playoffs and the regular season. So that's already a thing.
Okay.
In the regular season, that's the actual record.
Taking. But yeah, so he needs to, but he's not going to be able to cruise to that and still have money and still have gas in the tank for the playoffs and for next season if he doesn't, if AD doesn't get into that fucking one and take control.
He just can't do it anymore. He's not a number one anymore. He's the best number two in the league. But if he is a number two, but he's still being forced into this role because either AD's not playing or he disappears when he's on the floor. It's the weirdest thing ever. Like, I think it might be an issue of LeBron James just not relinquishing that number one role, though. I'll honestly admit that.
It's
I think
possible.
It might just be that he's like, oh, I could still be number one. I guess, and like we can almost clearly see at this point, and it's going to take AD taking it from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to take AD actually taking it from him. It's not going to be like LeBron ain't giving that shit away.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I don't think that's LeBron not wanting to give it up. I think that's kind of like the last step in it is AD's got to be to the point where he feels like he can and just takes it.
And
LeBron will step back when AD shows him that.
Yes, but he's not going to. He's not going to do like. It's one of those things like where you got to beat like it's almost like a jousting match. Like the other guy has to die.
Yes.
For like LeBron's number one.
He wants to give it up. I would say if you could honestly
he does.
He's smart enough that he wants to give it up.
But he's like, I'm not gonna. It's just MJ, Kobe. They would both tell you the same thing. That instinct
he's not
is
handing it to anybody.
Yes.
Yeah, he ain't handing it to fucking Anthony Davis. He can't do it. He literally cannot do it. He knows how good he is, and he knows how good he's been. And he's like, at this point, you're going to knock me off the pedestal because I ain't fucking just jumping off involuntarily.
But that's the thing is AD, and that's how AD recovers what he's built as far as the legacy is concerned and starts to actually build on it. Is he's got to just pull up those fucking high tops, adjust his jockstrap, and take control of that fucking team.
Even in 2020, like, in most people's opinions, AD still hasn't won a title. Like I think that's ridiculous. But like he was the second best player on that team when he won a title, and from a guy in Anthony Davis who was one of the most highly touted recruits ever. Sorry, out of high school, goes to Kentucky. Like it was always expected for Anthony Davis to win at least one title when he was the number one, and in 2020 he wasn't number one. Like LeBron was still clearly number one on that team, and like. That's the weirdest thing is like they're not gonna that doesn't really count yet per his legacy because right now he's Lamar Odom. Right now he is Lamar. Seriously, Anthony Davis is Lamar Odom. Like Odom averaged 24 a year for like he had great stats, huge talent, like awesome talent, and everyone was like, oh yeah, he has a ton of potential, but never fulfilled it. And that's what Anthony Davis is right now. Like his potential was way over what he's actually done.
Yeah,
made any impact.
Also, really quick. The Phoenix Suns, while they did lose to the Miami Heat today, the Phoenix Suns are doing quite well this year.
The Boston Celtics are the best team in the NBA.
I mean, who cares about the Celtics?
I
would be more interested in reading the erotic fan fiction of Ime Udoka's Love than I would be about hearing about the actual Boston Celtics.
Kyrie will tell somebody about it.
I'm just glad I'm just glad Udoka didn't get that Brooklyn Nets coaching job.
They made the right call with they made the right call with keeping Jacques. I think that was the right choice.
Because that would have looked suspect as hell to me. Part of that leaking that he was going to go to Brooklyn was literally just Brooklyn's management like dangling it out there and being like, "Hey, how bad does this go for us if we actually do it?" And they got such bad backlash on it. They were like, "Oh shit, yeah, probably don't do that." Right, go ahead. That was really what it was. They were like, "Oh, let's see what happens in the media if we do this." And people were like, "Fuck that, dude! That's crazy." And they were like, "Okay, well, yeah, gotcha. Sorry, not going to do it." But all right, guys, let's go ahead and finish up. Not gonna go over all the games, just a few games that went down yesterday at the NFL slate. Let's go ahead and get with the huddle.
Producer,
I'm working on it.
Yeah, not you. I'm not. Hey, you know what? We need a producer. You're right.
Oh yes, I know.
All right, everybody. I want to talk about this slobber knocker of a game that went down yesterday. The Minnesota Vikings defeat the Buffalo Bills 33-30. That was an amazing game, and it was also a huge coming out party for Justin Jefferson. Oh my goodness gracious!
He's already been out, bud.
He's been out.
Out.
I absolutely loved how the officials kept trying to give that game to the Bills, and Josh Allen was just like, "Bro, I'm trying to lose this game. Fuck you." Like it was a competition. I don't think anybody even realized that the Vikings were actually there until like late in the fourth quarter. And then the rest were like, "Oh, okay, you can finish him off, but fuck you on these calls."
I mean, look at Jefferson's stat line. 10 receptions, 193 yards and a touchdown. Woo! He got down yesterday.
Yeah, the only guy with more touchdowns through his first like 20-some career games in NFL history is Randy Moss. And Justin Jefferson has been doing it, bud. That guy is a fucking freak.
And to think, one trade, Stephon Diggs ended up in Justin Jefferson. Just amazing.
Yep. I didn't think about that. Well, that's crazy.
Is OBJ 2.0. If Justin Jefferson stayed, OBJ. And here's the thing. There's a reason why they're similar. Because they were talking about it on the broadcast last night. Justin Jefferson and OBJ actually used to play backyard football together.
I was going to say, outside of they both went to LSU.
So there is a connection there, and that's why you're seeing some similarities in the style. That amazing catch that he had last night, that I agree with what Shannon Sharp said, that it's got to be the greatest catch of all time, because you add in the circumstances of if he doesn't catch that ball, they don't win that game. But Kirk Cousins, man, he put it down yesterday. And,
see,
you look at...
This is the thing about Kirk. He can go off in that moment. In that right moment. He did it once versus Aaron.
You like that?
2 of the season.
Yep.
Like, he'll have a moment where he just... plays at an MVP level for a game.
I just think with Kirk Cousins, he comes through when pressure isn't there. When there's no pressure for him to perform, he comes through. But when the big lights are on and the pressure is on and he has to perform, he's not always there.
I think that's propaganda, though, Will.
You saw that when he was with the Redskins. When you had times you had to win against the Cowboys, you had times you had to win against the Eagles.
It's hard to win when you're playing for the Redskins.
I was going to say
he never really came through. Came through.
But who comes through for the Redskins? Ever?
Well, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I would not be surprised if Dan Snyder was trying to fuck him too.
So other than in the playoffs, where basically they have these great regular seasons, Minnesota does. They have these great regular seasons, and then they get beaten the first round of the playoffs. That's happened a couple of years in a row now, I believe. And it's like the expectations are high for them going into the playoffs, and they get beat. Other than that, I don't think Kirk Cousins has really failed underneath the lights, though. Like outside of in in Washington, like you're
That's
saying.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like, but like I feel like everybody fails in the lights in Washington.
He's a top 15 regular season quarterback. He just can't close in the playoffs. Hopefully this year is different, especially with what Justin Jefferson is doing.
Yeah,
I put Kirk Cousins above Lamar Jackson.
Right now, yeah, I'll do that.
I can't. It's right there. I
can't.
Okay,
They're 8-1. They're 8-1. What's the record? What's the record of the Ravens? Will, what's the record?
Vikings are 8-1.
We're
8-1. Put some respect on Kirk Cousins' name.
But Lamar got
like
the
every
MVP though. It's not like the MVP wasn't earned.
This happens it was, and this happens every year though. Josie, this happens every year, by the way. I mean, they go 8-1 or 7-2, like every year.
Kirk Cousins is the Mets quarterback of the NFL.
Dude, they have great regular seasons every year, dude. They're in the playoff. They get first round buys every year.
As long as you got Patrick Mahomes and a healthy Josh Allen, even Joe Burrow, even Justin Herbert, I'm not saying that
is quietly up there.
He's up there in the top 12.
He doesn't have
I'm not saying he's not top 12. He's just not going to be winning by top 5. But top
12,
no. Yeah, but top 12, I got you. Top 12, I got you. Yeah,
but kind of locked down.
I mean, I'd rather have him than Ryan Tannehill, that's for sure.
But here's the thing, especially after tonight with Jalen Hurts, who was an MVP favorite until this game started. Jalen Hurts just lost to Taylor fucking Heineke, who threw for 211 yards. Jalen Hurts is not an MVP talks anymore.
He won my MVP. My MVP's always been Josh Allen.
But he was in conversation before because he's got his team undefeated. You kind of have to be. But guess what? Who's moving up in the talks now while Jalen Hurts is moving down? Kirk Cousins.
And this year, think about it, Tony. Like this year with A-Rod and Tom Brady, clearly not being top 5 quarterbacks at this point. A-Rod. Like, why can't Kirk Cousins? Like, I think at this point in the season, Kirk Cousins is a top 5 quarterback. I think he is a top 5 quarterback right now.
Right now, he is. He's
and he's putting up massive numbers. He's getting Justin Jefferson the ball.
They came back from a deficit against the Bills last night. The Bills, who beat the Chiefs. So let's put some real on this win for the Vikings, because there's been a whole bunch of comments about the Vikings not winning against any real teams. They just went into Buffalo and took the game from Josh Allen
in Buffalo,
despite the fact that Kirk Cousins threw 2 picks in the first half. Dak Prescott threw 2 picks in the first half and blew a 14-point lead yesterday.
Got guys jumping through flaming tables in the tailgate up there in Buffalo.
Yeah.
That really gets him going.
Yeah, he was playing well too. Tua was playing really well. Yeah.
Will, have you seen those videos?
In MVP conversations right now.
Who is?
I don't put him.
Yet. He's not going to win.
I'm not saying he's winning it, but he's in the conversation.
But like, that's interesting.
Making him look really good, and so is Jalen Waddle.
With like the downfall of all those quarterbacks that were in the top 5 spot, top 6 spots.
Now the younger generation's coming up. Yeah.
Somebody can, yes. And Kirk Cousins isn't young, but they can kind of move into those spots now because A-Rod and Tom Brady, I mean, at this point, those guys are obviously not in the right situations, nor probably Brady's probably Father Time's probably getting Brady a little bit.
Let me ask y'all a question. Geno Smith or Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, right now, I don't know. Right now, Geno is having the season of his career.
Geno's doing more with less.
Geno is doing more with less, and I will give you that. But I will take Kirk. But the reason that I take Kirk Cousins is consistency. If you look at Kirk Cousins' numbers, he is consistently during the regular season a top 10 quarterback. Yeah, there's no way to argue it. The numbers don't lie. And that's why I said that the Vikings are he is the Mets of the NFL, because late in the season he gets more tired. They're dealing with injuries and things start to slip, and that's why they don't go deep into the postseason. But you give Kirk Cousins a healthy team, he'll punch you in the mouth in the playoffs.
That's what where you said Tua from. Right.
Yeah, that's where I got Tua
Dark
from.
Lizards. Yeah.
But I just think that Tua's playing well too. But then again, he's got a track team behind him.
He does.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, it's an unreal combo.
That's just sick.
With the MVP,
and we
you got to look at who is doing the most with the least out there, and right now that's Geno.
That's Geno.
Geno is doing the most with the least.
But the numbers also have to be there as far as like,
and they're not always there with
they're
him.
not.
You're right.
They're
He has a really awesome, great game, and then he has a game. But they're still pulling him out.
Consistency.
They're still pulling out the win. But yeah.
Can we just talk real quick? This is all I'm gonna say about it. Josh Allen is so good that I think that Josh Allen is still out there playing like middle school park ball sometimes. Like I think he's just out there like that's how talented he is, like just raw talent wise, that he is still out there like he's doing that Mahomes thing like more out of control. Does that make sense? Like he's like out there just like yeah, I guess I'll just run it now and like I'll just make this ridiculous pass because my arm's really strong. Yeah. Like he's very like he's very instinctual gunslinger type, but he runs it too. Like so he runs it. He gunsling runs.
That's
he gunsling runs. Look, have you seen those quads?
That's a big boy too. That's a big boy.
Great ass. Great ass.
Agree with what Dan says. What Dan is saying there, I 100% agree with. And
the fact that he has a great ass.
You have to say. Well, if you don't recognize an athlete's ass, you need to get the fuck out of here, okay? Because that's the main, number one of an athlete is you always look at the ass and the core.
In the NFL, yes, I agree with you. In the NFL, yes.
Haunches.
Yes, in the NFL, yes.
In the
Baseball
LFL?
too.
No.
Baseball too. You got to look at the ass.
In the NFL,
I'm not talking about from a. You're talking about.
Bring them ladies back, by the way.
You always make it sexual, Will. You always
bring
make
them ladies back, by the way.
Not from an athleticism standpoint, the ass is a huge thing. See, he's making it sexual. Josie,
and you look at Seven cut his camera off for a reason.
He did. He had to go. He was like,
yes. Bring about the LFL. Real quick, Detroit beat the Chicago Bears yesterday, 31-30. Now we all know Chicago gave up a lot of that defense. We all know this.
Roquan Smith on that roster, they win that game.
Yep. Justin Fields that's with Ham. If you want to talk about doing more with less, that's Justin Fields. The man up here winning with Cole Kmet and Darnell Mooney.
Cole Kmet.
And Chris Claypool, who they just got from the Steelers.
Not Allen
That
Robinson.
man ain't got nobody.
I think the Claypool addition is going to be helpful, but they got to get that chemistry. I don't think we'll truly see the value of that connection until next season, but it'll start to get better as the year goes.
They might, Dark Lizard. They just might.
They did the smart thing and just made that offense straight Ohio State's offense.
Oh yeah.
Because that's how you're going to get results out of Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Do you remember Justin Fields at Ohio State, dude? Like I watched those games and I was like, this guy is fucking unbelievable. Like within that offense, he was the perfect weapon for it.
Yeah,
he
is the perfect quarterback.
The dual threat perfection of that. Mm-hmm. Like that's what you have to do with him. Is like, that's what they fucked up with Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville too by not doing that. Like just make it Clemson's offense, dude.
Right.
It can work.
Make it the verbiage.
It's just NFL stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and you know, I've always been one where I've had this gripe. I've said it multiple times. I hate teams that draft rookie quarterbacks and make them start because you are literally screwing them over.
It's the worst.
But here's what I will say:
the new generation football.
And you're right, it is. But here's what I will say:
yeah.
If you are willing, as a coach and as an offensive coordinator, to say, okay, we're grabbing Trevor Lawrence. All right, so we're gonna go to Trevor Lawrence's school and say, all right, playbook. Just shut the fuck up. Give it to me. We'll give it back. We're done with it. But you use that as the basis for your offense. Like when you're changing an offensive coordinator, because you need to figure out which pieces of that playbook play to your player strength and have that be your focal point. You can build out from there. But use that as the central starting point so that your quarterback is more comfortable. If they're more comfortable, they're going to be safe. And you're going to get more out of them. And that's a key thing that teams aren't doing.
I agree. I totally agree. Last game I want to talk about, and we're going to get on down here for the night. We're going on 2 hours, fellas.
I got to
bring
dig
up this game here. Then we can roll out.
We got a couple of minutes
the Green Bay Packers defeat the Dallas Cowboys 31-28.
The LFL is still a thing, ladies and gentlemen.
Take the field goal. You stupid. Take the field goal.
No.
This is where analytics are going to cost you your job.
Yeah.
Because if they take that, But here's the other piece, and they were discussing this on Undisputed this morning. They don't. One of the disadvantages that Dallas has right now is because of injuries. Micah Parsons isn't playing the edge right now. He's playing back in coverage.
Yeah, back in coverage. Yeah,
and so you don't have now because if you have Micah Parsons on the edge last night, Aaron Rodgers spends a lot of time on his ass thinking about all of that. There's thousands of ancestors holding him,
and yes, and telling him that they're proud of him,
and telling him that they are proud of him because it's the only way he's going to get through all of the sacks. Because Micah Parsons against that offensive line gets at least 3 sacks last night if he's playing from the edge.
Well, and you got A-Rod who's thinking about his 1,000 ancestors. His 1,000 ancestors while he's in the middle of a play. He just like spaces off for a second and just looks into the sky. He's like, oh, it goes forever. And they just sack him.
It goes forever.
Like,
where did Christian Watson come from yesterday? Oh my goodness. I knew he was Butterfingers coming into the league. But once he dropped those 2 passes yesterday, after that, he was straight. 3 touchdowns.
You see, Brucey always wants to eat the popcorn even during the game. Christian Watson was like, oh, wait, shit, I can't do that. And wiped it off, washed his hands, dried them off on his little towel, and was like, all right, I got this now. Let's go.
Put some Mega Tack on there.
There you go.
Put some Mega Tack.
There you go.
Super glue on his fingers before the start of the the drive.
After the game, Aaron Rodgers said he was a Pisces, so that's probably what it is. You know when Aaron Rodgers got into astrology, this was all over for all of us. You knew it was done then. His wife's name is Rain.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting the stats that Skip Bayless was talking about in Undisputed this morning. Aaron Rodgers is 8-2 against the Cowboys.
That leads to my comment right here.
Yep.
Crosby
and that's what Dark Lizard reminded me of that.
The Cowboy, he owns them.
Rodgers owns the Cowboy, and I just think that's fucking hilarious.
Aaron owns the Cowboys.
8-2.
It's because Dak Prescott's an Aries, bro. I'm telling you right now. Dak Prescott's an Aries, and his moon sign is not properly aligned when they play.
You are so stupid, though. You take the field goal. You don't.
They should have taken that field goal.
You don't give up points like that. You take the field goal. If they go down the field and scores, whatever. But you take the field goal. It gives yourself and set yourself up for a chance to win. If they go down after you take that field goal, if they go down the field and beat you, whatever, it is what it is. But at least you make the right decision beforehand to give yourself a chance to win.
Here's the thing. Here is Mike McCarthy's true philosophy, and you need to hear me on this because I know for a fact through everything I've seen, you cannot convince me otherwise that this is not true. Mike McCarthy's philosophy is very simple. You can't fuck up a game in overtime if you fuck up the game before you get to overtime.
Oh, but it's so true. But I feel like that's like
game up in overtime because you never get to overtime.
That's a
It's
t-shirt.
Cliff Kingsbury's philosophy as well.
That's a t-shirt.
If the team scores more points than the other team, they win. Boom.
Tough acting.
Right here. I need a telestrator so I can circle time.
I wish we had
that was funny.
To do that.
Boom.
Oh God,
that was funny. Boom.
God. But here's the truth: if we had the ability to do this, there would just be a bunch of dicks on the screen every episode. So
we got this guy right here drawing a dick.
Kind of technology.
He's drawing a penis.
Yeah.
All right, we got 10 minutes left to go, guys. I want to bring up another game real quick. We got Tampa Bay over the Seattle Seahawks yesterday, 21-16. Is Tom Brady back?
I told you guys. I fucking told you guys.
Don't bet against Tom Brady.
Don't bet against Tom Brady. This is when he heats up. Here's the thing: if they lose next week, I will say that we're starting to see a true decline. But now he got his divorce final and has not lost a game since. Tom Brady is playing pissed off.
This show should be called Prisoners of the Moment.
And then you no. But he has a good point because I put it in the thing I put up in our group chat tonight. His wife is already dating other people.
Tom Brady's playing angry right now, guys.
All celebrities are polyamorous.
He's playing relaxed,
playing angry right now, man,
because he has some girlfriends.
And listen, Tom Brady, listen to me. Don't feel bad, bro. She had this plan way before the divorce, man. She was already seeing old boy.
Tom Brady,
was at practice. She was already seeing old boy.
All celebrities are polyamorous.
It's not a Tom Brady. Yes, I agree, Josie.
Tom Brady, I need you to make the ultimate power move, and I need you to bang Danica Patrick. For the love of God, please. That would make me so goddamn happy.
And then put that meme of Aaron Rodgers in his face as he's down to the ground. You put that meme. What?
That would be so fucking perfect. Please, like, I don't ask for anything except to see Anna Kendrick's titties just once. But also, please let Tom Brady and Danica Patrick smash. Just please. Yeah. I think that would be amazing.
My goodness.
Aaron Rodgers would just tweet. Go ahead.
But that game yesterday was so crazy. We saw Leonard Fournette throw a pass. And
you know what? And
0 for 1.
Fournette, he went out in the third quarter. He went out third quarter with a hip injury yesterday. They did say that he is going to be day to day, but there's a pretty good chance he plays this Sunday. They're playing the Panthers, if I remember correctly.
I thought they had a bye week this coming week. I could be wrong.
Leonard Fournette's the Zion Williamson of the NFL. He was just like, he is. He was just like super talented and huge, and they were just like,
don't disrespect Zion like that. Zion lost the way.
Well, if Zion doesn't change the track of his career, it's Leonard Fournette is or Zion is the Leonard Fournette of the NBA, is what it is. But
my goodness,
we got just a little bit of time. Will, you got any more games?
Yeah, I do want to talk about Seven's game yesterday. The Kansas City Chiefs defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars 27-17. Bro, why you ain't pull them boys out, man? Y'all should have blew them out. I mean, Christian Kirk went up there.
Honestly, Andy Reid doesn't blow out teams unless they have pissed him off. and I think that's an actual thing. And I think that the Jaguars were flirting with it until they stopped taking dirty hits on our receivers, because I think Andy Reid was getting angry, and the fact that there was not at least a penalty on that Juju Smith hit.
Yeah, I'm about to say
absolutely fucking bullshit. And I will say that without shame. Here's the thing. I understand that
because there are
going to be rough hits in the NFL, and I'm not even saying the hit on MVS was illegal, even though by the letter of the law that one was illegal as well. That one wasn't as bad. That was just aggressive contact. I will let that one go, but the hit on Juju was fucking dirty.
Yeah,
and and especially with the fact that he's out with a concussion, that's going to be 2 weeks. He's not coming back this week. So there should be fines there should at least be a fine for that, but I would not be surprised if the NFL fines the hit on MVS. But I think both of those were by Cisco, weren't they? They're both by the same guy.
Yeah. I think so.
He needs to get fined. I'm sorry. I don't necessarily always advocate for those things, but homie should be fined. Take your coach, your wide receiver coach, or your DB coach, whoever it was, and we're going to spend a week while you're suspended. You're going to go to this private trainer and you're going to work on tackling the right way and quit being a dumb shit, because that's going to get people hurt.
Yep, he might get suspended or fined for sure. Let me ask you, because Seven, you're so a fantasy football guy. Fantasy football, you touching any of these running backs? I ain't touching none of these running backs. No.
The only I will touch. Here's the thing. I'm not playing fantasy this year. I took the year off. But here's the thing. If I'm playing fantasy as a Chiefs fan, Patrick Mahomes is my quarterback.
Yes.
If I can get him. Harrison Butker is a kicker if Justin Tucker isn't on the board. And as a bench defense, I'll take KC's D. I am not touching a wide and tight end Travis Kelce, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm not touching a single receiver. I'm not touching a single running back, because you look at these games in Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes' superpower now is he spreads that ball the fuck around. Yes, Kelce's still going to get his bill, and you're going to see MVS and Juju when Juju's able to come back. They're going to get 50, 60, 75 yards a game. But he's throwing to an average of 10 different receivers a game.
Right.
He's always spread the ball around though.
He's spreading it out more this year than he has in years past, and I think that's the Tyreek Hill effect.
Yep.
Yes, he has to, but and that's why I said the loss of Tyreek Hill is not as hard on Kansas City as they think, because Tyreek Hill was a fucking distraction for both sides of the ball.
I don't know about that. I think that you're literally just looking at Patrick Mahomes is so good that he can spread it out to 10 different receivers. Like, do you think that Patrick Mahomes isn't like, hey, I wish I had Tyreek Hill? If we ask Patrick Mahomes seriously, he said he still wants Patrick. So I think it makes the offense better, but I think that Patrick Mahomes is so good that it really doesn't matter that much that you have the best receiver in the NFL, which is fucking crazy.
I mean, because who wouldn't love to see their 1 through 3 as Tyreek Hill, MVS, and Juju? Like, let's be real. There isn't a single person that would question that wide receiving core.
Well,
but at the same time, but at the same time, without Tyreek,
did you say Did you say MVS?
He said MVS number 2. Like that's
okay. Or Juju is number 2. MVS is 3. Sorry, I
don't trust MVS.
That's top heavy. That's top Tyreek Hill heavy, because those two other guys are not.
I trust
Smith Schuster's a good wide receiver.
And this is bad for me to say, but as a
number
3,
even Kadarius Toney.
But I really have Kadarius Toney as number 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: there are even, Skip Bayless, who I understand jumps the broom a lot, and is one of the reasons he annoys the fuck out of me.
That's why he's one of the lizard people.
Yes.
Skip Bayless actually alluded today on Undisputed that Kadarius Toney could be the second coming of Tyreek Hill for this roster.
Well, here's my thing with Kadarius, though. One hit, he could be done. His injury history is terrible. And that's any player, but it's more Kadarius if you look at his history.
And that's where, it's because he's a sprinter and he's smaller. Because Tyreek Hill was elusive enough that we weren't as worried about him taking hits, but Tyreek Hill still fought off injuries, and some of those that he got were because of hits and his size.
Right.
So if they can get Kadarius Toney to work on some of that elusiveness, the speed is great, but you need that side to side. That cut is what makes money as a quick receiver.
Absolutely. I cannot agree more. That is literally why Tyreek Hill pure speed fast was obviously cheetah fast, right? But he didn't run like a cheetah. He didn't run like a cheetah, though. He ran like a squirrel. And that's a good thing in the NFL, because that twitchy in between that shit where you can literally make that last little 10th of a second move to get out of the way of a hit is so important in the NFL. It's because
that's how you make tacklers miss.
Yes.
That cut, that side to side.
Yep.
And even if they tackle you, you're making them miss enough that they're not hitting you solid enough that you're taking big shots. Like Nicole Hardman
a couple of yards out
runs a lot straight up sprint style, long strides, right? And that's why Randy Moss is kind of an enigma, because he had that sprinting style, but he still had quickness enough to get out of the way of those, because Moss never had injury problems either, really. So but he was more of a sprinter guy. But the in between stuff is like so essential to them not getting hit solid. Just a little little second moves.
I think that him being in that wide receiving room is actually going to be beneficial to him getting his feet under him, because let's be real, Juju may be a pain in the ass sometimes, but he's got great feet. MVS drops a lot of balls, but when he catches it, he's got great feet and he can create a lot of yak, which is where you earn your money as a receiver.
Yep,
so I think there is some good influence there. And of course, Nicole Hardman, who they're transitioning, as they should be, transitioning to use him more in a Deebo Samuel type role, which is exactly what he is. Nico's got some great
30
feet.
Pounds.
Right. But Nico's got great feet. So he's actually surrounded by the right individuals to make that future Tyreek Hill 2.0-esque, because he's not as fast as Tyreek. I don't think he is. I don't think he's going to get to that level, but to be the second coming.
Yeah,
I think he can get there.
They wanted Sky Moore to be that fucking Deebo Samuel guy.
Mm-hmm. Sky Moore can't even get off the bench.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like that, but that's a closer body style comparison, though. Is Sky Moore? Like that's what they wanted. But
all right, you guys, let's go ahead and end things up here. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight with us.
Hang on, no.
Quick, I'll do it quick.
All right, do it quick.
We had to talk about the Chiefs for 8 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well,
no, I'm just kidding. It was me too. Yeah, it was me too. This issue of ESPN the magazine I have in the background right now has my face of the Dick of the Week on it. This is the 22nd anniversary of John Rocker. and his infamous ESPN the Magazine interview. I don't know if you guys remember this.
I do.
Okay, so he's my dick of the week. He's probably should be the dick of the month for this. I'm going to read this quote from the ESPN the Magazine. This is when John Rocker was asked if he would ever want to play in New York for the Mets or the Yankees. This is what he said. This is the actual quote that comes out first in 2000. Okay, he said, "I'd retire first." He said, "Taking the 7 train to the ballpark, looking like you're riding through Beirut next to some kid with purple hair, next to some queer with AIDS, right next to some dude who just got out of jail for the 4th time, right next to a 20-year-old mom with 4 kids. It's depressing. The biggest thing I don't like about New York are the foreigners. You can walk an entire block in Times Square and not hear anybody speaking English. Asians and Koreans and Vietnamese and Indians and Russians and Spanish people and everything up there. How the hell did they get in this country?" Unquote.
Oh my God.
That's the one that comes up. No, guys, this gets better. This gets better.
I'm going to say this. He deserves everything he got and more for that statement.
Oh, wait, Will. Just wait.
I know it gets worse.
In 2002, he gets quoted from a media member for the Mets, for the Braves, as calling his teammate Randall Simon a fat monkey in the locker room. While angry at him. He was from Carousel, called him a fat monkey. He is the owner and proprietor of the Speak English campaign in 2006.
No.
Yep. Oh no, it keeps going.
Oh God.
It's still going. Yeah. What's the best one? The last one is, Tony, you're gonna love the fucking last part. But he clearly is doing roids this entire time. Okay, so like that's an obvious thing. I don't know if you ever watched Rocker pitch. Yeah. He used to sprint out of the bullpen full speed, and he was like 6'4", 260 of just solid brick shithouse muscle, just fucking cock diesel, loading out 98, just lefty, right? Great ass, Will. But yeah, here you go. In 2002, while with the Rangers, Rocker again made national headlines for his views after directing slurs towards patrons of a Dallas restaurant in which he was dining, located in a heavily LGBTQ populated neighborhood of Oak Lawn.
Oh my God.
Cited as screaming faggot from the opposite sidewalk. There's more of it, dude. It's unbelievable. This guy was a fucking unbelievable piece of shit. Like, the last one, though, is the best. Here you go. And I'll end up with this. March 2007, Rocker was implicated in the steroid ring, including Applied Pharmacy of Mobile, Alabama. In December 2011, he admitted to using steroids, saying, "Yeah, of course I was juicing. I mean, who wasn't? Let's be honest here. Who wasn't?" Unquote.
I mean, he's right.
I guess.
I'm going to say, really quick, my dick of the week, and I'm going to get on the soapbox here for just 1 minute, I promise. Al Davis is my dick of the week. Mark Davis. Mark Davis is my dick of the week. The fact that you are going to make Derek Carr the fucking scapegoat for this donkey fuck of a season when it is clearly Josh McDaniels who couldn't draw a fucking playbook if Andy Reid started it, and all he had to do was write his fucking name.
He couldn't lead men.
And you're going to make Derek Carr, who is actually doing halfway decent this year, doesn't have more than 8. He's already thrown over 13 touchdowns. Derek Carr has been a playoff caliber quarterback every year. Your front office has fucked dog, and you have fucked dog in not bringing in a coaching staff that can actually get your quarterback over the hump. And so now it is clear, with the fact that Davis is backing Josh McDaniels, that Derek Carr will be out of Las Vegas after this season. And it's fucking bullshit.
Amen.
Amen to that.
Where's Gene at when you need him?
And I'm saying this as a fucking Chiefs fan. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's biased. Yeah. You're like defending Derek Carr.
I'm defending
a piece of shit.
Anybody else got a dick of the week?
Because he's not a threat.
You know what? I got one. It's a weird one though.
Should definitely be John Rocker.
My dick of the week this week is James Click. He was not brought back by the Astros as GM, and it's not really that he's the dick, but I'm not really sure who's the dick in this situation. And the reason it's this whole situation seems kind of dickish. I really think that he didn't get along with Dusty, and Dusty is really good friends with Jim Crane, and Jim Crane sided with Dusty.
He has to go.
I think if that was the case, he would have. He wouldn't have gotten an offer. It would have just been like, you know what, we decided, we achieved what we wanted to, we're moving on.
See you, Jim.
Yeah.
See you. Deuces.
And there was offers made. They were going back and forth on it.
There was offers made.
Yes, there was offers made, and he rejected him. I think he saw that he was getting a World Series ring and saw the opportunity to make a fuck ton more money with a bigger franchise. Because you can't tell me that if Boston moves on from Hein Bloom and he's on the market, that he's not going to get a look.
How good of a job, though, has he done with personnel?
But I'm not saying he's going to get it, and I'm not saying he's the king, but that World Series ring adds a zero onto his paycheck.
Honestly, Click hasn't done much of anything. Click.
I was going to say it does.
Click rode Ludlow's setup because they haven't had a draft pick in 2 years.
He rode their fucking farm system.
He rode the farm system, too. And you can see that because our farm system sucks. Like, it's trash.
Sucked all the juice out of it.
They pick it dry every year.
But that's Pena, obviously. Pena, Correa was from it. Gurriel's from it.
Springer was from it.
Springer was from it. Alvarez is from it.
Alvarez was from. Well, Alvarez isn't from ours. He's from.
Oh no, he's not. Who was Alvarez with before?
Dodgers.
Okay, it was.
Yeah, he was from the Dodgers. Yeah.
Okay.
But
they have a great farm system too.
Their Venezuelan farm system.
But, real quick, Will, I know you got to get out of here, but real quick, 7.
He's got a date.
Anything to this rumor? He's got a date with his bed. He's got early job now, so.
Okay.
Do you think there's anything to the rumor that they bring back Ludlow in Houston?
No. Not gonna happen. No.
I think they should just make Dusty GM manager.
No.
He should just be the GM and the manager.
I think
Houston
sports fans would have PTSD.
I'm only kidding.
That kind of
I'm only kidding.
They would start crying.
That was kind of part of the joke.
Okay. All right, let's wrap it up so that we'll go play 5 Knuckle Shuffle watching old TNA matches.
Plus, Dusty would just die. Yes. Yeah, Will's going to knuckle one out. He's like, oh, Trish Stratus, I forgot about that.
He likes her for 2 big old reasons.
Rotated back to Trish Stratus for a while.
2 big old reasons: her athleticisms and her integrities.
Will, are your VHSs stuck together? Are your VHSs stuck together after you put them on the shelf?
He washes his hands first. He's not an animal.
Never touch Will's video VHS rewinder. It is disgusting.
Appreciate you, Doc Lizard. Thank you for coming through. We appreciate you, man.
Lizard.
And if there's nothing else, I want to thank everybody for being here. 7, Josie, Dan, and myself.
Will, you should transfer those over to DVD, bro. Transfer those VHSs to DVD, man. Get them. It's the modern era. Just get them.
I'm gonna add them on. I'm gonna add them on. Yeah, I'm gonna add them on to my server. I'm gonna add them on to my server.
Got a hard drive for you. I can send you.
Oh my goodness!
You can probably find them on Pornhub.
It's shaped like a dick.
I probably could.
The hard drive is shaped like a dick. I'm just kidding.
And that's gonna do it for everybody here.
2 terabyte hard.
That's going to do it, everybody at the Sports Report. We'll see you guys again next week, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you then. Josie, if you could take us out.
Should we get a meeting? Try and go to this meeting, guys.
You got this meeting.
Got this meeting to go to.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system.